We're having fun in a fucking cop car.
Yep. Tristyn.
What's up, guys? Yep. Tristyn, if you fucking walk out the damn...
When you see this in a month...
Mr. Fucci, having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Tristyn Bailey. I sentence you to life in prison.
This is 14-year-old Aidan Fucci, currently being given a sentence for the rest of his life for the crime of murdering his classmate 13-year-old Tristyn Bailey. The judge called his doing as a crime with no motive. To understand why the judge pronounced such a severe sentence to Fucci, we need to first understand what happened on the night of May 18, 2021. Tristyn Bailey was born January 18, 2008. Growing up with both loving parents, she loved life and was an outgoing young girl. She attended Patriot Oaks Academy, where she was a passionate and talented cheerleader, attending practice diligently till late hours. She was involved with her community and loved going to many events. On first weekend of May 2021, she asked her mother's permission for a food truck event. While she was attending the event, her family was out. When they returned home, Tristyn's older sister saw her having video call with a boy. She could notice that the boy was wearing a white baseball cap. Later, they all went to bed, except Tristyn. She snuck out at around midnight and never returned. Nobody saw her leaving. The next morning, Tristyn's family grew extremely worried when they couldn't find her in bed. They informed the police, and the investigation started. Through her friend, the police got to know Tristyn had been talking to a boy named Trey. At the night of May 18th, she snuck out of the house at Cloisterbain Drive and went to Trey's house at Telford Drive. It was there that she met 14-year-old Aidan Fucci. At 1 a.m. that night, Tristyn left Trey's house together with Aidan, a step which resulted in a horrific nightmare. Well, you see, Aidan Fucci was not an ordinary 14-year-old boy. He was a deranged and sick kid. The people who knew him described him as a person with dark thoughts and sick fantasies. According to his friend, Aidan often talked about his desires to slit a person's throat, and he expressed how satisfying it would be to watch the blood drain out.
Said he said his knife, he wanted to slit somebody's throat, and he said it'd be satisfying. He's talked about killing people. He's talked about fighting people. I've seen him practice stabbing motions with his knife.
According to his then girlfriend Sophie Bauman, Aidan was into gore and horror. He used to watch real-life gore videos of people being tortured.
Her words were that Mr. Fucci talked about wanting to kill her, and that he would sometimes do things to her like take his knife out and pretend to stab her, or walk up behind her and pretend to slit her throat.
The next day, a man was jogging around the ponds, and he found the body of a young girl, which turned out to be of Tristyn Bailey. The body was found with 114 stab wounds with a piece of knife still stuck in her skull. 49 stab wounds were on her hands, a cold evidence that tried to resist and fight for her life. Her phone and some cash was left with her body, which was a clear indication that she was not attacked by a robber, that what happened was a premeditated act. Her family was devastated. They had lost their beloved daughter. Adding to their grief, she was found dead on the Mother's Day. After interviewing Trey, the police shifted their sole focus on the person who was seen last with her, and it was Aidan. He had now become the prime suspect. The police then went to his house to bring him in for questioning. But being arrested did not matter to him. He posted a Snapchat story in the back of the police car and joked about her disappearance, stating, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristyn lately?" But his sociopathic actions did not just end there. He called her out in a video.
We're having fun in a fucking cop car.
Yep. Tristyn.
What's up, guys?
Yep.
Tristyn, if you fucking walk out the damn...
When you see this in a month...
He was brought in a room for questioning. He was left alone with his parents. When they asked him about Tristyn, he showed no interest in his friend's death.
You know, they found this girl, right?
Where?
In our neighborhood. Down our main street.
Is she good?
No,
No,
she's not.
she's dead. That's why this is very important. It's all on you right now.
What is my problem?
You were
You
the
were
last
the
one
last
with
one
her.
seen with her. So right now, it's facing you right now, son.
Are you not scared?
Really?
Not really.
A little scared, but...
He said that he walked Tristyn to her house, and then he went back home. Two parted ways shortly after 1 a.m., and his walk back home took 2 hours. And he lived only a mile away from Trey's house. He also said that Tristyn was involved with a 22-year-old drug dealer named Carlo, with whom she met on that night. But it turned out that Carlo had a solid alibi, and Aidan was caught lying. The video footage also showed a completely different story. At 1:15 a.m., Tristyn was seen walking with Aidan through parking lot area. Several other security cameras captured the two walking into the wooded area. Nothing more happened for quite some time. After 2 hours, Aidan was captured running out of the wooded area with something in his hand. At 3:30 a.m., he was seen walking back through the same route without wearing any shoes. The camera at his house showed Aidan returning home at 3:31 a.m. in the morning, holding white sneakers in his hand. Meanwhile, the police searched Aidan's house. It was filled with direct evidence linking Aidan to Tristyn's murder. They discovered an empty knife sheath, most probably of a knife used to kill Tristyn. They found a pair of blood-soaked white sneakers, which he held in his hand while he was running away from the crime scene. They also found satanic drawings in his room, depicting violent and demonic pictures. It was all clear to the investigators. They charged him with first-degree murder. In September 2021, while he was in Duval County Jail, he was brought through a video call to his pre-trial hearing. His behavior was noticed by everyone. He seemed dazed and erratic. He started his performance by mumbling about demons.
I don't let you demons take my soul. You demons want to take my soul away. I don't let you demons steal my soul. I don't know what's going on. What? I see him. What's going on?
The judge did not believe in his last attempt to secure freedom. He declared that his demonic act would not be considered. Eventually, his cold, emotionless, and arrogant personality returned. During the whole trial, Aidan showed no emotions and said no words. Even when the doctor laid out the gruesome details of his crime, he remained unfazed.
There are significant injuries to the body of Mrs. Bailey. We have 114 separate sharp force injuries, a combination of incised and stab wounds overlying many body surface areas. There are 35 wounds, stab wounds and incised wounds, to the total of the head and neck region. There was a triangular gray metal fragment removed from the scalp underlying one of the wounds.
But it was at one moment his act crumbled. Just look at his reaction when his grandmother cried, because she was scared that they would never see Aidan again.
First I want to say to the family, I'm so sorry. I wish I could change what happened. And we pray for you every day. I pray for you every day. I pray for my family every day. And I just hope that you find peace somewhere, and just know that he has a good family, and we miss him. And we lost a child too. You know, he's. I know there's not physically here, but he's here, and we just miss him, and which just didn't happen. I don't know. You know, I had a letter ready because I knew I wouldn't speak right when I got up here, and I could just leave the letters, or I can read the letters, or You want me to try to read the letters?
Go ahead.
I had to plan in my mind what I would say, but when you get up here and you're so overwhelmed, you just don't know what to say, because it's just a very tragic situation, it's just tragic. Do you want me to read these? Okay. This is to the family from me. I just wanted to tell you that I'm feeling very deep sadness for the loss of your beautiful daughter, and I know the heartache you must be going through is just terrible. And I will pray for you every day, I promise. And I just hope you find peace, sometime, and closure for what happened. Hang on for you, Your Honor. I can't see real good. I'm sorry. Probably look a mess. I just wanted to tell you, I know he has to be punished, and for his actions, and I love him, and his family love him very much too. And I know we're a very large Christian family, and we pray all the time, and I just hope you consider it a little bit, and please don't take him out of our lives forever. I know that I've died and not be able to spend time with him sometime before I go. I don't know. I am not good at this. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I know there's some good in Aidan. I don't know what happened to him that this caused, but I know there's some good in him, and I think if we find that out, what caused him to do this, maybe we'll have more understanding of what happened. I don't know. I can't think. I just can't think.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, no further questions, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
For a split second, Aidan realized the gravity of his actions, that he had ruined not one but several lives. The judge called his actions as a crime without any motive. He sentenced him to life in prison, but Aidan didn't seem fazed. Instead, he remained cold and emotionless, like a true psychopath.
I would submit that this case is probably the most difficult and shocking case that this county in St. Johns County has dealt with. 114 stab wounds, 49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder, and 6 fatal wounds. The 49 defensive wounds indicate that Tristyn Bailey was conscious, that she was aware, and that she was doing everything she could to fend off this attack. What is also very troubling is that this crime had no motive. This was not done out of greed. It was not done in retaliation, retribution, or revenge. It was not a crime of passion. It was not a crime that was committed because he felt rejected by her. It was not done in a fit of uncontrollable anger. There was no reason. There was no purpose. Rise. Counsel, is there any legal reason why this court cannot impose sentence at this time?
No, sir.
Mr. Fucci, having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Tristyn Bailey. I sentence you to life in prison. Because of your age, you are eligible for review of the sentence in 25 years. I order the Department of Corrections to notify you when you are eligible to apply for your review hearing. Madam Clerk, if you will please impose the minimum fines and court costs. Mr. Fucci, you have 30 days to appeal the legality of this court's sentence. If you wish to appeal but cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. You will be taken back to the Duval County Jail and then transported into the Florida State Prison System. We are adjourned.